Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Indie Super Show here on the Damage 365 Radio Network, also being broadcasted on YouTube, the Spreaker Radio Network, and iHeartRadio. I'm Coach Kev, leading you the way today. We've got a pretty interesting show today as Richie DeGreg of RDP calls in today to rebut some of the comments made by Rob Hochman last week on the show. Also, apparently there was a Kentucky or Kansas, one of those K-States, I want to say Kentucky, promoter that booked a show and everything was going great, booked a BIS on it, and decided to, out of nowhere, screw everybody out of money and cancel it. So we're going to see if we can get him on the phone because we have his phone number. So we'll take care of that. We also had a couple of losses in the wrestling world that we want to make sure that we recognize. Of course, as many of you know, the loss of Paul Jones and the late, great Hall of Famer, legend, pretty much the guy who owned Madison Square Garden, Bruno Sammartino. Both of them passed away yesterday. Catching the wrestling nation definitely by storm, and very, very sad. Bruno wasn't that old. I mean, 82 is old, but you know, he seemed to be in good spirits. I guess he was in a hospital for a couple months and really wasn't public, and came as a shock when he passed away. And then later that day, Paul Jones passed away as well. So we'll have, as always, our 10-bell salute for the late Paul Jones and now Bruno Sammartino. So we're going to take care of that now and then go into a commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll be joined by Richie DeGreg. So sit back, relax, and a moment of silence for these two legends, Paul Jones and Bruno Sammartino.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey, it's Tony Schiavone, formerly of WCW, and I'm almost desperately out of time, but I want to remind you, you're listening to the Indie Super Show on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Wrestling Superstore, selling wrestling memorabilia from all around the world, including WWE, Impact Wrestling, Japan, Mexico, and the very best of the independents. They've got action figures, DVDs, autographed memorabilia, t-shirts, magazines, trading cards, stickers, vintage video games, and more. Plus, stop in and get tickets for great promotions such as UWA Elite, CZW, and many others. Located indoors at the world-famous English Town Flea Market, Blue Building Booths, 46 through 48 on 90 Wilson Avenue in Manalapan Township, New Jersey. Open every Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Log on to Facebook.com/FunkensteinINC for more information.
What it do, baby boo? This is Casey Two Scoops Spinelli, and you're listening to the Indie Super Show on the Damage 365 Radio Network. Ba-bam!
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head?
Hey, wrestling promoters and booking agents, you know where you can get inexpensive prints of your hired talent? Right here at Fast Copy Printing Center, located in the Pearl of the Bay Shore. That's right. Whether you need 8x10s, 11x17s, posters, long format, or even weatherproof signs, we can do it all. We also can create promotional items for your business, such as pens, business cards, drink koozies, banners, or just a coffee mug. Stop on down to Fast Copy Print Center, 81 Broad Street in Keyport, New Jersey, or just call at 732-739-4646. No job is too big and satisfaction is guaranteed. Tell them Damage 365 sent you.
This is Saraya Knight, and you are listening to Damage 365 Radio. You want to play with me, boy?
What's going on, people? This is the King of Chaos, Logan Black, and you can catch me every Thursday night along with the boss man, Warriors of Wrestling's own Joey B, as we do our live Facebook Q&As on Facebook Live. Feel free to hop on in with any questions, comments, just about anything that pops into your head, and we're going to talk about it. We've got our own segments, we've got our own things to talk about every week, including what's pissing Joey off today. That's right, check us out on Facebook Live or right after the show. Damage 365 Radio Network. Check us out on there. It's posted. You can listen to it at any point that you want. I suggest listening to it sooner than later. Trust me, you've got nothing better to do. That's Thursday nights, 10 o'clock, Facebook Live, or right afterwards on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Animals, come out and play. This is Nyla Rose and Native Beast, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and at this time we are joined via New York City Transit, RDP's Richie DeGreg. Welcome back, Rich.
Thank you. It's the RDP Mobile from New York City.
There you go. There you go. All right. So last week on the show, we talked to Rob Hochman of RGP Promotions, and more or less he's blaming you for some heat that he now has again with WrestleCon and another promoter by the name of Steel Cage Signings, a guy named Shawn Smith, I want to say. And his complaint is that he has no affiliation with John or Steel Cage, and that WrestleCon is giving the two of them heat, and he is blaming you for all this.
Of course he is.
So let's. I want to date back to March 9th, which was the day before big event. The two of you had a little encounter at the LaGuardia Plaza Hotel in Queens the night before big event.
Correct.
So,
correct.
I really don't care for details or what was said and what wasn't said, but what exactly led up to that encounter that maybe was some kind of carryover till now?
No idea, to be quite honest with you. I got to the hotel that day, and Jeff Estes from Fan City Sports.
Mm-hmm.
Sports, when I got there, told me, he was like, well, this kid Hochman is running his mouth about you that he can't wait to see. He's going to punch you in the face.
Okay.
I said, okay. Basically, more or less, as basically saying something that I said something about his mother, and that sent him over the edge, which I never said 2 words about his mother.
Okay.
I don't know where that all is coming from. But anyway, so apparently he went upstairs or whatever and whatnot, and I was hanging out with the guys. I was downstairs with the guys bullshitting, and he comes back downstairs. He's absolutely 1,000% wasted. And he was slurring his words. Like, he could hardly talk straight. Like, if he really wanted to, like, take a swing at me, he'd have fell on the floor.
Okay.
That's how intoxicated he was. And I said, look, okay, just, things were said, and it was like, I didn't want to get into a war of words with him in a public place, in a bar, when there's full of talent. When there's talent sitting in the bar listening to this.
Right.
This whole conversation, like, I'm not,
and give up your seat to the elderly.
Forgive me for the background. So anyway, he got in my face. I was like, look, if you're willing to squash this, I have squash this. You go your way, you go mine, and that was how it was left.
Okay, now what's this? He's saying that I guess he was coaxing into you calling yourself a bitch or a scumbag or something like that. Yeah. Like, what the hell was that all about?
Yeah. What was I going to argue with the guy over about? He was so drunk, and so wasted. So, I kind of just went along with it and said, "Yeah, I'm a scumbag. I'm a bitch. Whatever." He was drunk.
Right. Okay. So, now, pretty much a month later, we get into WrestleCon, and, we all do our thing in New Orleans, yada, yada, yada. And I guess Rob was spotted at the convention. Is this correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Someone spotted him at the convention.
Okay. Now, I don't know. I don't remember where Lita and Trish's booth was. I want to say it was all the way to the front of the room.
They were by me.
Okay, they were by you. So he had to have seen you if he was over there.
I didn't even see him, so I was too busy trying to make sure my talent was taken care of.
Right. So, all right. Well, I don't know. It just seems weird that they're right in front of you. Nobody saw each other, but everybody's blaming each other and things along that nature. But my question to you is, some of the comments that he made, professing, his innocence, that Steel Cage Signings, the guy John, reached out to him via email to, tell him what was going on at WrestleCon, was questioning him about working with Rob, and now he's in jeopardy of getting thrown out of the convention. And, Rob cut and dry and admittedly blamed you 100%. Now, my question to you is, if Rob has no idea who Steel Cage is and has no idea who runs Steel Cage, and Rob doesn't have his email
operators are protected by New York state law.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's a felony.
And Rob doesn't have his email anywhere public on his social media pages, how did this guy reach out via email to Rob about this?
Oh, God. Well, I'll tell you one thing that I did not say a word to Rob.